I have a very special guest. Jill Zarin is here. She is joining Pop Style TV.
Hi everybody.
How did you come up with an idea to start fundraising for Nauseous for Nurses?
I understood what the hospitals were losing, that the nurses rely a lot on family members of patients in hospitals. Not everyone has family, but the ones who do take that burden off of the nurses to take care of that patient, to get them water. Can you get them, I left something on the floor. Can you close the windows? Can you open the windows? Whatever it is. I mean, that's what nurses do, everything. They give you injections, they take care of you medically, but they also get you a tissue if you need it or a glass of water. So we all disappeared. All the family members who took care of half the floor disappeared because we weren't allowed in hospitals. So I knew that the nurses now were going to have to take over everything. And that's why I picked nurses. Because doctors still did what doctors do. The nurses not only did what they always did, but now they had to do more, like much more. Anyway, that was my whole thinking. And we started to target nurses. And of course, anyone who was on the front line of the pandemic and anybody in a hospital who was that was another thing. Nurses shared their food with everybody. We raised over $60,000 and we fed tens of thousands of people. We got companies to donate cookies and drinks and free rides using Lyft and just a gazillion, and every day was an adventure. And even though we didn't get paid financially, we got paid in our soul because there's more patients in the hospital now and the nurses are more exhausted now. You're talking about 9 months, relentless, no break, where, back in April, they were living a normal life pretty much up until that point. So they need it more now than ever.
So your daughter recently graduated and came back from London.
A year ago, right now, I was probably in London with Allie.
Oh, wow. And then to move her back to the United States?
Yes, but I think she had come back already a year ago. She was already home a year because she was working for a company called Paddle 8, which was an online auction house, which unfortunately went under right before the pandemic. So the timing couldn't be better. She didn't have a job. She had just gotten laid off. She was collecting unemployment. She was collecting unemployment until we started a business, and then she stopped collecting so that somebody else could, right?
So tell me about how the mask making started. She started it, correct? It was her idea to do the first cotton mask.
Well, I can't remember exactly what happened. But we got some white masks in the house, and Allie had learned how to tie-dye from a neighbor of ours, and then she translated that into doing it in masks, and then we started doing it together and rubber banding and tying it, and we had so many different ways to do it. I mean, we do it very different now than we did back then, which is funny because I wish I had some of the first masks we made. I would laugh at them. I go, oh my God. And it was such an operation. It took hours, and we're much faster now. We know what we're doing. Back then, we didn't know what we were doing. But Allie started selling them on Instagram. And we realized that there was definitely a need for masks. Everybody was going crazy trying to get them. Nobody really wanted them. We were hoping it would all go away. But pretty quickly, we found out that it was not going away. And everybody was going to be wearing masks for a very long time.
And now Allie and you are mask moguls, sort of speaking.
I don't know about mogul, but we are definitely mask women. And we have an all women company. All women work for us. It just worked out that way. All women except actually Allie's dad. I have Allie's dad I hired as our financial consultant. So he's
that's great that he is part of it too. That's wonderful.
He's a consultant. I could still say we're women, all women. I think the hardest thing was when I realized I had to put everybody on payroll. In the beginning, I'm just paying people like Zelle, Venmo. I mean, like everybody does. You don't have a business. There's no business. But very quickly, and I mean quickly, like within 6 weeks, I realized that I cannot survive doing Zelle and Venmo, that I've got to pay taxes and collect taxes and have ADP and timesheets. I mean, and I had never done that before. I had worked for companies that did, and they were people I never met before doing it in those companies. And I had to learn how to do it. I was doing all the financials in the beginning. It was very hard for me to learn.
When did you expand to clothing, candles?
Well, it seems like, we just did, but I've been working on it for months. So like I knew that masks and hope that masks would not be here forever. I mean, it's a mixed blessing. We built this huge company in a very short period of time to only be dismantled when masks end. I mean, I have an infrastructure. There are things, masks is just one product. We could have this infrastructure support many products. And I have so many things I would love to make. I've designed clothes before, I've designed bedding. I mean, I've done all that. So
I also saw the chains that you connect to the mask.
Oh, the best quality. They come in these beautiful, they just started coming in these beautiful plastic pouches that are
Very
reusable.
cool.
And all these gorgeous mask chains, and they all have giant lobster claws. They all have a little thing that hangs that says Jill and Ally. I mean, we really did a lot in a short period of time. That's why I didn't sleep, and all I did was eat. I ate my way through the pandemic. It's okay.
So 2020 went by really quickly for you.
Really quick. It did for us. It went very fast. It's been very slow for a lot of people, though.
So tell me, did this joint venture bring you and Ally closer, or maybe made your relationship a little bit different?
Yeah, it definitely changed our relationship a little bit. We're definitely closer. I really have a lot of respect for Ally. And I think that, even though she probably wouldn't admit it, but I think that I've taught her a lot that she didn't know, filled in some blanks, and she's filled in blanks for me. And she's an incredible entrepreneur. She's going to do great things in her career. I don't know where it's going to lead, but I think she'll always work for herself. I think that I know.
But it also reflects on your brand that you really enjoy what you're doing, that you're trying to get creative and make it unique and fun for whoever is wearing your product.
And quality is like the most important thing. And it's at the expense of profit.
I know you wrote a book a while ago, and I'm really enjoying watching your relationship with Ally on social media and on Instagram. And so, because the name of the previous book you wrote is Secrets of a Jewish Mother, correct? That's the name of it. So I was wondering if you were thinking of writing another book, or if there are any similar projects in works for you.
Well, my sister thinks that we should do Secrets of a Jewish Father, because my dad really has so many lessons that are so amazing, so many. Or people have asked me to do a cookbook, because if you follow me on social media, every day, I did today, but I didn't video it. We cook lunch every day.
So how do you keep in shape during COVID?
I play tennis 4 or 5 days a week.
So we know you're a big fan of tennis. Who is your favorite tennis player?
Gary. No, who's my favorite tennis player?
Gary Brody, your boyfriend.
Brody, my boyfriend. He was on the board of the WTA. He was very involved in the tennis world for a while.
Oh, wow. Well, no wonder you click.
Not a player, but he was a player rep.
Are you in touch with any housewives of New York, or any other housewives? Do you still hang out with them?
I do, here and there. I was with some from Miami this week for lunch, and Luann is my bestie, and she was just down in Miami. So I get to see my girls. We saw each other.
That's great. And they're planning BravoCon in 2021. So
I didn't know that. You heard that?
From what I heard, Andy mentioned that the 2020 didn't work out. So hopefully there will be the 2021. So are you planning to attend?
Eating my masks and rugs, you bet. Last year, when I did BravoCon, they had a shopping area, and I rented a booth to sell my rugs. I didn't sell rugs there. I mean, nobody would buy a rug there, but I got to show them, and I showed my books. And really, it was a way for me to have my own space to interact with the fans.
So tell me, where do you think fashion will take us? Affected with the pandemic?
I think about it every day. I think about, at the end of COVID, are people going to be so tired of wearing this and want to put on pretty clothes again? or are they going to be over pretty clothes and say goodbye? Kind of like, are people going to go back to stores the way they did because and be tired of buying online? I mean, is it going to be the roaring 20s after this? Are people going to be just so excited to get out?
So tell me, what's next for you? You've done so much. You have been involved with all sorts of different angles of fashion, acting, reality TV.
I know. I just want to.
What's left that you would like to do?
I just want to get on a boat, get on a yacht, and just like sail away to Europe. That's what I want to travel. You know, it's not like I haven't worked my entire life and worked to death. It's very satisfying to build a company. It really is. I've never built and sold a company. So that would be interesting if that were an opportunity that came along down the road. But we're not there yet, not even close.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you so much,
Jill.
Bye.
Bye.